Morning, Nigel. Final
Morning.
word on Exeter City. Prior to the fixture, they were the division's leading goal scorers. I don't know about you, but it was a pretty direct approach from them, wasn't it? And Mansfield dealt with that extremely well. Was that reflected in the defensive lineup, the defensive personnel which you selected? Because judging by my memory, that's the biggest in terms of height that we've seen from a Mansfield Town defensive four this season.
Yeah, it was more about experience than height, I think. It's probably the two centre halves aren't quite young, but the full-backs were much more experienced with James Perch, going back to right back and Stephen McLaughlin coming in. So we just needed to make a few changes just to try and solidify things and get that clean sheet, but without sacrificing going forward. And I thought we did that. We didn't want to be negative. We didn't want to sit there and invite Exeter on. And I thought right from the few minutes we dealt with, as you say, some of their direct play, and we looked at a threat going forward ourselves.
Yeah, let's speak about the other end of the field, and especially that new partnership in attack, Jordan Barry with Tyree Sinclair. How do you think that complemented each other?
Yeah, I thought they did very well. Both of them. It was probably Jordan's best game for a few weeks. He really put himself about, won his first few headers, and he upset the centre halves, which is something he should do more of with his pace and his power and his strength. And then the contrast with little Ty sort of coming off and playing in pockets as well as running beyond. It was a good partnership. It's always important to get the young lads in, even when we're still fighting relegation and we're not safe, we still have to try and make room just to try and get the young lads in now and again.
Tyree Sinclair in that more advanced position offers you something different by way of winning a lot more free kicks.
Yeah, he certainly did that. I think he got 2 yellow cards for defenders for fouls against him. And he looked a threat, and I thought he had a very, very strong shout for a penalty. And we had a couple at Tranmere and at least one in the game at Exeter. We could do with a little break with the decision as well now and again. We can't remember. Port Vale, probably last time we had a penalty. We haven't had many.
Newport tomorrow. Previously, like Exeter, they've been known for being a really direct side in this division. But in recent seasons, have they mixed it up more so?
Yeah, I think you'll find that with all the best sides. All the teams that are up there have adapted and adjusted and sort of have the capabilities of playing different ways for whatever's needed. And certainly Newport, they've been building now, I think, for 2-3 seasons. They've had great cup runs, financially massive for them. And they're just, I think, at the stage now where it's a very good chance of them going up.
Are they as strong as they have been in recent campaigns?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. I think all over the pitch, when you keep that nucleus together and then you just sort of keep adding, 2 or 3 players to it, as they have done. It's a bit like Forest Green, although they've had a rough couple of weeks. Just the same, they just keep building, keep knocking on the door.
Do Stags fare better in battling affairs, Nigel, or free-flowing contests under you?
Open, I think better in open games. I think when we've scrapped it out with teams at the bottom, Grimsby the other week was a battle, and maybe we're not so much as that sort of team, and we have to be more adaptable to deal with those sorts of teams. But once again, I want us to play and have an identity of our own. And even though we haven't won in the last few weeks, I think the pattern of the play and the shape and things like that, I think you can see exactly what we're trying to do, and it's just a case of somebody getting us a goal, no daft mistakes. We've lost 2 out of the last 7 or something like that, self-inflicted. Mistake at Crawley and 2 against Orient, and that's it. And then we turn a few of those draws into wins, and we'll find ourselves at the other end of the table. Could
the home record between now and the end of the campaign, as short as it is, be the key to survival? Because that's been very impressive, apart from the Orient blip the other week. Yeah, we're once again punctuated by those 2 mistakes, but we have played well at home, and I think it's important to go into the summer playing well at home. So you look forward to that. If you get drawn when the fixtures come out, if your first league game's at home, if you've finished the season well, you can't wait to start the season on the 7th of August at home again. So it's important psychologically as well as getting safe this season. We keep talking about next season. We've still got to get safe. Southend and Grimsby are capable of winning 3 or 4 games out their last 6 or 7. We've just got to make sure that we get a win, a few draws or whatever it needs to keep us out of trouble. You still looking for those 2 wins, or might one do it with a couple of draws? I think 1 and a couple of draws will do it. That's why these draws, as frustrating as they are, and we're trying to win the games,
Just keeps that points tally ticking over. You know, another point at Crawley, if we'd have had, all of a sudden you sit in 46 and that little bit safer again.
Are you a manager that studies the league table?
No, not really. I know roughly what we need. I get frustrated looking at it because I know we should have more points than we've got now, and we shouldn't even be at this stage looking over our shoulder. So it frustrates me that we're not in a better position than we are.
Let's hear the roll call then ahead of tomorrow night's game against Newport County. Who's not available?
Just Ollie Sarkic. I think everybody else should be fit, so fully fit squad to choose from. Apart from that, everybody seems to have come through the Easter games unscathed, so it'll be probably pretty much the same squad.
And you spoke to John Lomas from the Chad in the general media news conference 10 minutes or so ago, and he asked you about Joe Riley. I just want to get a word on the club's channels on Joe Riley, who's been out for the whole campaign.
Yeah, it's been a tough old season for him, doing his cruise ship. It was a pretty bad one as well. He's had a little clean out operation about 10 days ago, something like that. So he was getting a bit of discomfort and a bit of clunking in his knee. But that's cleared up with just a very simple op, and hopefully he's back on schedule for pre-season, which he'll be invited back to do. But it's important he gets it right. Don't you know, whenever we come back in early July, that's a target for him, but that's all it is. He's got to make sure it's right before he starts training.
And finally, yesterday it was announced, Nigel, that the owners, John and Carolyn Radford, had funded a new third shirt which will be given to season ticket holders from the current campaign as a gesture, as a gift for their loyalty during this pandemic season. Each season ticket holder will get a third shirt with their name and all the others, 1,500 of them, ingrained onto the shirt itself, and they'll have that by autumn. I believe it's costing the owners a 5-figure sum. What an act, what a gesture of generosity from the Radfords.
I think it's brilliant, and a fitting sort of thank you to the supporters that did buy season tickets in these circumstances. And it's great that I think the design of the shirt, that every season ticket holder is going to have their name on it, and it's something they can keep and look back on and say, in a good few years, a lot of people will forget about it and say, remember that season when we couldn't go and watch football? Well, this is the shirt, to remember it by, and also hopefully it heralds the start of happier times.
Let's hope so. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.